Hello and welcome to BQ Prime. A very good afternoon to all the viewers. I'm Hiral Datia. PG Electroplast, that's the stock we are focusing on. 2.5-3% up move coming in today's session on the back of the numbers that have been reported. If you see in terms of the revenues, a 37% jump coming in. Their profits have seen a good up move as well, and margins have expanded in this quarter. Let's quickly welcome in our guest for the show, Vikas Gupta, MD Operations at PG Electroplast, to understand what has worked and what is the trajectory looking like going ahead. Vikas, good morning and welcome. Good afternoon, I beg your pardon, and welcome to the show.
Yeah, good afternoon, and nice to be on your show. Thank you.
Always a pleasure to speak to you. Vikas, has the quarter met your internal expectations, number one, and followed by what has worked?
So I would say if you look at all the product categories for this particular quarter which went by, we were more. We were expecting a little more from our washing machine business, but that didn't happen. Nevertheless, the electronics business has done better than our expectations. So we were able to achieve more or less the target that we had for our own internally for this quarter.
Okay. So clearly, from the quarter perspective as well, almost 450 odd crores is what we've seen in terms of revenues, little over that. Is this the run rate that you think you will be able to maintain in 24 as a year?
So please understand, typically for our company, where air conditioner is a very large category of our whole revenue, so we will see a better run rate in coming quarters. Like in first half, we have achieved a revenue of almost around 1150 crores, but we have a guidance of almost around 2800 crores for the complete FY24. So we are expecting a revenue of almost around 1600 to 1700 crores in the second half of this year. So we should have a better run rate going forward in the quarter 3 and quarter 4.
Okay. Now the product business overall has contributed 54% in terms of the total revenues. Plastics, electronics, molds, these are the other segments as well. How do you see the revenue mix changing, or do you think it will remain stagnant at this?
So going forward, also what I would say is our growth and the focus area will be mainly the product business. So if you look at the overall revenue, in that the share of product business will keep on improving. It will keep moving upwards. But nevertheless, on the plastic molding side also, we are seeing a good traction. So that will also grow at a nominal rate of almost around 10 to 12%. But definitely the more growth will be coming from our product business.
Okay. And will that impact the margin profile?
No, so we are expecting, like we have given a guidance of almost around 7.5% of margins for operating, EBITDA margins for 7.5% for FY24. So we'll stick to that guidance of that. On the revenue of 2,800 crores, that will translate into almost around 210 crores of EBITDA.
Okay. And from here on, if you see in terms of the future growth strategy and outlook, what is it looking like from here on?
So we are going to one of our plants will go live in January 2024 for AC manufacturing in North India. And for that also, we have already done capex, and we are putting up a new plant for our TV manufacturing product in a JV company. So all these products, all these plants will start giving their revenue in the FY25. So we see going forward in next 2-3 years maintaining a CAGR of around 25-30%.
Okay. So with regards to the FY24 guidance, what you had given, 2,800 crores, 30% year-on-year growth, is that still maintained? And the operating profit guidance of 210 crores?
It is still maintained, yeah. So we are confident of that.
Okay. And in terms of the product business, you had mentioned that it would cross the 1,920 crore mark. How is that looking like?
So we are on track for that. The kind of order book that we have for air conditioners for the upcoming season is quite robust. and we are confident that we should be able to achieve a revenue almost around 1,400 to 1,500 crores in air conditioners alone in our product category.
Okay. What's the utilization currently if you have to look at the product business as well? And overall, what's the capex plan in terms of expansion looking like?
So for the current year, the capex guidance was around 170 crores, which I think we are maintaining same, and we are, as I told you, so one of our plants will come online by January, and our JV plant will also come online by January 2024. So the capex plans are online. If you look at the guidance for the product business, it is looking quite robust. As you told, that 19-20 crores, that is a guidance that we are given, and we are sticking to that.
Okay. Apart from that, you recently raised almost 500 odd crores via QIP. Is the capex entirely funded through the QIP?
No, so the capex for the current financial year is already tied up. So that was already sorted through our internal accruals and some debt increase on our books. But once this QIP has happened, so now our balance sheet is quite healthy, and we have prepaid certain amount of debt. And if you look at the numbers of debt as of 30th September, it was almost around 260 crores, whereas the cash on our books was almost around 340 crores. So if we look at the net level, then net debt, we were a net debt-free company.
Okay. So from here on, you mentioned about the capex already. How is it in terms of the next milestone that you're watching out for? What is the number that you will be looking at, taking into consideration the manufacturing units that actually come at play in January 24?
So please understand, those plants will start giving their revenues, and which can be accounted for in FY25 and FY26 onwards. So we, as I told you again, I'll maintain that the CAGR of almost around 30 to 40%. That is what we are targeting. We need to keep on evaluating the opportunities in the new product categories also, that we are already doing, and we might make some announcement on that in a shorter period.
All right. So overall, I think the guidance that you've given in terms of 24 and the growth that is expected going ahead is already taking into consideration the revenues that will flow in from the new capacities as well. Thank you, Vikas, so much for joining us on the show and sharing the views of PG Electroplast. Clearly, if you see, this company is firing on all cylinders with the kind of growth, and EMS as a sector has been evolving also pretty steadily. That's all that we have on this session. Thanks for watching, and lots more lined up on the other side. Please stay tuned to BK Prime.
Wishing all the viewers of BQ Prime a very, very happy Diwali. We wish you that this season you get the most happiness and joy in terms of everything which you do.